here with Nathan. He is one with Royal Knights. Show us the goods.
Hey man, no worries. So first of all, pretty obvious, we're just running 3 King Drasil or Yggdrasil, depending on what meta what area you're playing at. Just a 4-off, pretty standard. Next up, we'll go through some of our standard level 4s and 3s. So we're running 3 copies of the new Omekamon. This card's amazing. Obviously, is a blocker, a free block of a turn. When you ditch him, he adds to your count for reducing your Royal Knight play cost. And then, of course, the amazing play of when you have 1 or less security, warping into Omni X, which we'll get to Omni X in a second.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, definitely running as a 4-off. Next up, we're actually choosing to run 2 of the older mecha. I was running 3. I've decided to cite in some text because with the current meta of Royal Knights being quite popular, a lot of people are starting to play jammers. So I've reduced his count to 2 just so I can add in some tech cards to out those jammers, and it's quite comfortable actually still. On play, draw 1, you can just run into things and add to your Yggdrasil count or King Drasil count. But yeah, you can run him at 3. You can still run him at 4 as well in other builds. But 2 is comfortable at the moment, but I'm still testing.
Yeah, boy.
Next up, I'm running 3 copies of the Structure Deck System on Blank. This card's fantastic for finding your pieces, on play. Trash a card that you don't really need, draw 2 that you might find into. If you've got a Royal Knight on board, it's got decoy red or black. The build I'm currently playing is more red-black oriented, so having an extra life in those moments is just like, yeah, it can be life-saving, especially with the newer builds playing a lot more of the Royal Knight Aces.
Yeah, saving the Aces is great.
Yeah, forcing your opponent to have to play bounce outs or like bottom deck outs rather than just straight up deletion. It's also like a good workaround or forcing them to play that style. So yep. Next up, we're playing typical 4 copies of the BT21 Magnamon. He's still your best turn 1 play if you're going first. I mean, obviously playing just for 2 memory. He's a blocker, which is always handy, and then just an extra draw on your second turn. Yeah, definitely out of 4-off. Next up, we're actually playing only 2 of the BT21 Dynasmon. Just because of the new cards that you run, like Cool Boy and the Omekamons, Dynasmon's search is a little bit more rough. Because if you end up trashing the Cool Boy or Omekamon in grave, it's that much harder to get them out. The only way to kind of see the Cool Boy again is if you hit a Last Guardian in security. The only way to get the Omekamon out is if you're running like the LordKnightmons. So I kind of find the System on is a better supplement to drawing cards that you need, but you still actually want him for the on-field level 4 white build, because a lot of boards, I think in this current meta, should go a bit wider, so that can actually still be very effective with the Purge build. And then next up for the old kind of cards, we are running just the 4 copies of the Omnimon. He's your main combo piece still. You can probably run him at 3. I have seen a lot of people talking about that. That is fine, I reckon, but the only problem with that is I have gone into longer games where 2 of your Omnimons are in security and you've had to use one Omnimon, unfortunately, to delete something on board rather than do your combo play, and you're just fishing for 1 more. So
yeah,
I've actually run into that too many times, so I still like to play it at 4, but I think you can run him at 3 with the new stuff. But at the moment, we're just going with 4 of him. Alrighty, so next up, our big boy, we're playing 3 of the new Omnimon X Anybody. What can I say? Fantastic card. Raid, piercing blocker. The turn you slam him down, even though you give your opponent, more than 3 memory, 5, 6, 7, whatever. He's essentially outing 2 bodies on the board, getting a security check, and if you've got a Cool Boy on the field, if your opponent tries to bounce him, you get a free Omekamon play, which is cool. If you've got Last Guardian, he just won't leave the field. It makes your opponent have to work a lot harder to try and get rid of him. Because of the way as well that some of your other cards are worded, Omnimon X Anybody is also like a really effective body to kind of special summon out. He works with your Omekamon, your new Omekamons for the warp. So he combos up there. He also works with Gankoomon, which we're playing 2 copies of. Because Gankoomon specifically states that you can't play an Omnimon or a Gankoomon name from Yggdrasil. So you can kind of combo play your Omnimon early. You can choose to keep your Omnimon X anybody on board or let him get absorbed up under Yggdrasil, and then use Gankoomon to bring him back out, get another bounce effect. You've got 2 blockers on board, you get a free swing. Yeah, just an awesome card. And then yeah, Gankoomon being a great card in there is a 2 of. Actually thinking of running Gankoomon at 3, but that's still up to debate whether I do that or not. He seems pretty comfortable at 2. You don't really want to see him too early. He's more of like a mid-game piece that you want to see once you start getting some sources under Yggdrasil, so you can kind of answer whatever your play that your opponent is making. But yeah, very, very awesome. Next up, we're actually running 3 of the new Jesmon GX Ace. So the reason I'm running 3 Jesmon GX Ace is because the build I've gone with is a lot more aggressive. I'm playing a lot more kind of like red-black level 6 bodies. So I want to see the Jesmon GX Ace a little bit quicker so I can do the Ace play and pop my opponent's board. Jesmon GX also having inherent 2 swings a turn means that I can do a Omnimon combo play a little bit earlier, because it's not just 1 swing per body. I'm getting multiple swings per multiple bodies there. Jesmon GX swinging for 2, Omnimon X antibody also swinging for 2 essentially as well. And also you can play Jesmon out from Ganku as well. Yep, next up we're playing 3 copies of the new BT20 Jesmon. Yeah, the effect of the Jesmon is to not just play a token, which is a blocker and a decoy to protect this Jesmon or any of my other red or black Royal Knights on the board. But the fact that he can actually pop anything that is 8k or lower. You can pop kind of stacks that are building up on the board that your opponent's left there thinking it's safe. You can pop any kind of jammer or any kind of like force play that they've just had to do. On top of that, this Jesmon comboing with like a Royal Knight Purge or something allows itself to kind of swing in and pop something as well. I think it's a fantastic addition to the deck. The decoy tokens especially are awesome, giving your Royal Knights an extra life. A body constantly on board to keep doing chip damage means you're ending the game that much quicker.
Very hard token for Galacti to deal with.
Yeah. Next up, I'm only playing 1 copy of LordKnightmon. I was running it at 2 or 3 before, because it did seem like a really effective card to kind of get when I was playing Dynasmon at higher levels to get Omekamons and Systemons back out of the grave. As I played more with it, I haven't really seen it's like the better or more effective play as opposed to playing other Royal Knights. It is still good. The redirect is still very like handy to have, but sometimes it's just a better play. It's essentially just another name and a potential free Omekamon when you're just not finding Omekamons. So comfortable at 1. Next up, we are playing 2 of the new BT20 Alphamon. Yeah, this one's a bit of an interesting one. I've seen some people not run it at all. They just run the old Alphamon. I've seen people run this at like a 3 because they really like the recovery. I've been using it at 2. The recovery is very handy when you're going up against faster paced decks. Just to kind of keep your life for 1 more turn. Also negging 8k on the board. And also a GX, another body for the Jesmon GX to kind of evolve over into. Yeah, but I think it's comfortable at 2. Next up, we're running 2 of the big boy Alphamon or you can Ace. Really do love this card in deck. The fact that this and Jesmon GX are 9 cost, so even if your opponent plays memory gemmers, you can still hard slam them and not give too much memory to your opponent. And the straight up 15k minus 15k DP that holds to the end of your opponent's turn. With the meta having a lot more Digimon that protect themselves to the end of your opponent's turn, this will carry through and usually kill a lot of those bodies. Good example is the new adventure War Greymon Ace.
Oh yeah.
So you can kind of pop it the next turn, give yourself overflow 4, and almost sometimes keep turn.
This also just kills Magna X.
Yep, kills Magna X, keeps a lot of things kills a lot of things that just stay sticky on the board. And another awesome thing about this is the all turns, gaining 3 memory. So you can essentially summon this guy out, whether it's the Royal Knight's Purge, whether it's the Gankoomon, swing in with like a token or something, and gain 3 memory back and keep your turn going. Also, he enables the Omnimon play a lot quicker now, because if you've got Omnimon but you've only got enough under King Drasil to effectively beat your opponent, but you're leaving them at 2, so the turn's going to end. If you've got Omnimon in either, if you've got Alphamon, sorry, or you can under the board, and either Jesmon or Omnimon X anybody, you can do the Omnimon play, bring out the Alphamon, bring out one of these two, doesn't matter which one.
Yep.
You can leave your opponent at, let's say, like 2 memory here. The Jesmon is going to trigger to any of you guys swing because it's summoned and it's triggered its effect. So any of these guys will swing in security, Alphamon trigger, go to 3, and then you keep swinging in.
Keep going, yeah.
Same thing with Omnimon X anybody. Only cool thing is Omnimon X body, instead of Jesmon, will be a double swing instead. So
Yeah, because he won't suspend.
he will certainly swing, and then at the end of turn he'll get another swing. So
It's pretty good, man.
yeah, Alphamon I think was an absolute awesome card that got brought out, and it really does like engage your Omnimon players a lot quicker. It makes the deck a lot more aggressive and a lot quicker as well. Next up, I'm actually running 1 copy of the old Craniumon. Like I said before, this deck plays a little bit more aggressive on the red-black side, and he's another body for the Jesmon GX Ace to Digivolve over. Off
Yeah,
turn.
and he's unaffected, so
He's a blocker. He's
ace
a
target.
he's a blocker with a taunt as well. So he forces your opponent's stack if they don't play around it to attack, especially if they're running little things that they want to kind of keep on board. And you can choose to block, kill the thing, still unaffected. They might try and force a block to swing with something bigger. You Jesmon GX, you can pop the bigger thing. They'll try and obviously kill Jesmon GX, but because of Craniumon's inherent effect holding, the Jesmon GX is protected for the turn as well. So I thought it was a really nice tech to keep Jesmon GX on the board to actually get absorbed by King Drasil, because when you do go for your Omnimon play, that's 2 swings rather than 1, so more swings is better. More swings quicker is better. Alright, next up we are playing 4 of the Good Boy, Cool Boy. I don't know really what else to say about this card. It is the staple, I think, for the Royal Knight deck now. The extra memory that you're gaining, so you can play your larger play cost Royal Knights a lot quicker. The draw, so you can find your pieces quicker, because that was the thing that was killing Royal Knights before, is that you were having to run Omekamon, the Royal Knight Purge, or any other way to try and, like Dynasmon, to get all your pieces, and wasting a turn, whereas this can kind of keep turn and allow you to play, like, you know, a Systemon plus a Royal Knight per turn. Also, being able to use him to summon Omekamons for free, so you can swing in next turn or a blocker. You know, just, yeah, all-round amazing card. So definitely 4 of. And then next up, we'll go to our options. So yep, we're going 3 of the Last Guardian. Yeah, awesome card. Can be a double searcher for both your Cool Boy and a Royal Knight, but just once again, that's the reason why I'm also running Dynasmon at 2 now rather than 3 or 4. Essentially does the same thing, searches for not just Royal Knights, but X anybody cards, so your Omekamons are a search engine as well, and is essentially a better decoy effect for your Omnimon X. So you can essentially keep your Omnimon X on board, keep swinging twice a turn, and use Last Guardian, just ditch it. It makes your opponent have to play a lot more resources to try and out 1 or even 2 Last Guardians on the board just to get rid of 1 Omnimon X anybody, because they're that worried about it. And then, yep, you let them get rid of Omnimon X anybody, and then you can just go Omnimon play next turn and probably win the game anyway.
True.
The coolest thing about this is its security effect as well. If people play Tamer hate or Omekamon X anybody hate, you can play them from trash, so that's also really good. And I always forgot that effect when I first started playing this deck. So for anyone that's new to the deck, read your security effects. Next up, we are playing only 2 of the Royal Knights of the Purge. I definitely feel like you can run this at 3 or 4 copies still, depending on how you build your deck. I'm just comfortable with that too. I only really want it for if I'm getting 2 Omnimon X antibodies that I really want both of them out on board.
Oh yeah.
Or specifically if I can't out someone that has a double Psychmon or Solomon jamming board, you'll use the Royal Knight Purge as a way to just get Dynasmon or something out onto the board and use its effect to wipe the rest of the board. Yes, you give your opponent like 9 or 10 memory to do it, but at least you can, going next turn, you can keep playing rather than 3 turns in a row of 9 or 10 memory. Yeah. So yeah, still a very effective card. You can play it anywhere from 2 to 4, and I think it would be comfortable in any build, but I'm playing it at 2. Next up are my tech cards. I think this one's a pretty obvious one, Medieval Galantmon. It's just a really effective card of stopping any other decks that have hard-on plays. It's good in the mirror against Royal Knights as well, because it stops them from playing stuff or it forces them to out Medieval Galant. In combination with either a Royal Knight being on board or the Jesmon's token on board, Galantmon can be decoy protected as well. And then on top of that, Medieval Galantmon is also another target for Jesmon GX as well, which people do sleep on that. So yeah, so because of my build, it's a very effective.
And Alphamon.
Yeah.
Alpha Ace also goes on red, does it?
If you on the Omnimon play, you can do Medieval Galantmon.
Oh, sorry, Alpha's a
yeah, because it's a DNA.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
It's specific, yeah. But yeah, Medieval Galant at 1, very effective. You only kind of want to see it because it's just like a tech to out certain boards.
Yeah.
And it will keep certain boards out. Like against purple that likes to cycle through their rookies and stuff like that, or their level 4s. Being able to keep popping that board and forcing them to get rid of Medieval was awesome. Next up, I'm currently teching 1 copy of Owen Dreadnought. He's a memory setter, so he prevents me from being locked out of like Gankoomon and other like 13 play cost Royal Knights that can help out jammed boards. Yep. His all turns effect whenever a security is removed from my opponent's side pops something with 4k or less. So because the tokens and the Systemons and Omekamons are so sticky on the board with the deck now, he's pretty much a really good opener. If I don't have those things on board, I can still play a Gankoomon after like a Purge of the Royal Knights play, get an Omnimon X anybody out, bounce one Psychmon, kill the other. Yes, I've given them 10 memory once again, but I've kind of outed the board and can keep going next turn. And I'm not locked out of like all my high end. Yeah. So I really like it at 1, testing at 1. You don't really want to see any more than that, because I feel like once you get to the middle game, if you see him then and you're kind of already locked out, it's kind of hard to kind of play him and then swing that turn.
Yeah, very
And then my other tech card, I'm playing a Queen device. So if you don't have one of these on board, color requirement isn't required. Just outs any of the jammers there. So it's just a quick out. Combined with Owen, you can play it for the turn. So you use your memory setter, play that for the turn, pop it, and then you can start reducing the play cost of your Digimon again, which is the main reason these two are in there. Didn't think about it at first, but the security effect for Queen device is also really great. Your opponent's going for a big swing thinking they've locked you out for a turn for the game. You're negging 2 of their Digimon minus 2 security attacks. So if they've got, a 3 plus
2
security...
Digimon.
Yeah, if they're going for for instance, like a Leviathan stack going in for 3 security swings, it's actually just 1. And then you stop something else from checking as well. And then this card gets added to your hand, so you can out the lock on the next turn as well. But yeah, that's my deck. That's my current build. It's working pretty well. Jammers, unfortunately, is still a problem. Like if someone opens up double Solomon, double Psychmon, it's still a very hard board to play out of. But I feel like with the Owen Dreadnought stuff and the kind of aggressive style of seeing a lot more Jesmon GXs and Oryukins and stuff like that, you can kind of play through it pretty quickly. But as always, it just comes up to luck of the draw.
Alright, GG's, man.
No worries. Thanks, mate.